Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about having a Sagittarius Sun in a natal chart. Now, first off, what I want to state is some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology series, I did a series on the sun signs. And the videos were a little bit concise, and some may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was do a series, another series on in which the videos would be longer and more descriptive. Now, anyway, first thing up is having a Sagittarius Sun. Okay, the Sun in astrology is connected with our the basic fundamental character of the person. So, a Sagittarius Sun person, their basic character may be expansive, optimistic, being that incorrigible, optimistic, looking on the bright side of things as opposed to the negative, breezy, jovial, jocular. Sagittarius people often have a good sense of humor and like to joke with others, and, but can be blunt. They're about veracity. They want to speak the truth. And even their veritable truth at least, and regardless whether it might hurt another person or not, they will often do that. Now, another thing too is that the basic fundamental character of Sagittarius can also be reckless on the negative manifestation and foolhardy. Sagittarius people are often risk takers. They can be very audacious. They gotta make sure they'll know what's around the corner before they run, or gallop, so to speak. Um, they need also to, and again, they do have very good, robust sense of humor and philosophical. So they'll often, talk about their philosophies and their beliefs on things, and they're not afraid generally to state what they believe on virtually any subject. And they're about broad subjects, abroad, and also traveling abroad, I should say, as well. Now, another thing about the sun astrology, it's also connected with our focus and attention. And Sagittarius Sun people may put their focus and attention on expanding horizons, going outside the box, their philosophies and beliefs. And they'll often target, the focus may be targeting on one particular philosophy with every subject, whatever subject it might be, rather as opposed to Gemini, where Gemini has often has more manifold views on various subjects. And Gemini, even though they're both mutable signs, Gemini may have a little more flexibility in terms of their belief system as opposed to Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius also had to focus and attention could be on being that perpetual learner, constantly learning, assimilating information. Um, the focus too can often be on, again, traveling abroad, going to different countries. Sagittarius can often be like that nomad, that meander, that person that can be very restless in their body. They often, this is the sign that would generally be more adaptable to living in a foreign country than the other signs on average. And the focus and attention could also be on, it could be publishing, advertising, as some examples, even religion. Many Sagittarius people have a strong, religious side to them. And the sun in astrology is also connected with our drive and motivation. So the Sun and Sagittarius people, they may be very driven and motivated toward broadening their interest, expanding their horizons, and also encouraging others, getting people to live their best life they can, being able to, preach to them the positive side of things, to be optimistic no matter, how adverse, the circumstances in their life may be, and to keep learning, be that perpetual learner. They are driven themselves to do that, but they may encourage others to do that as well. And also, they're driven and motivated often toward having freedom in their life, freedom to physically roam different places. It could be foreign countries. Um, And also, too, another thing about what drives and what is Sagittarius Sun people, what are they driven and motivated to? Or again, it could be connected with publishing, advertising. It may be, being that meander, the traveler, the person that wants to explore adventure as well. The sun in astrology is also associated in how we may shine. Um, Sagittarius Sun people may enjoy shining in sports, which can cover many different sports in general, higher education, again publishing, advertising, sometimes even printing press operation, could be doing some work in the law, college teaching, importing, exporting. More specific, sports that Sagittarius Sun people may be involved in could be like darts or archery, or doing something with horses or horse racing and shining in those fields, as some examples. Now, Sagittarius Sun people, and the sun in astrology is associated with our creative energy. And Sagittarius Sun people may have some creative energy that they may inject. It could be into sports, it could be doing something with the outdoors, such as an outdoor game, camping. It may be doing something with the law or even religion. Publish matters with publishing, advertising, some kind of commercial work, doing good. It's going to be something on a commercial. I had a friend of mine that was a Sagittarius Sun, and he was if I remember, I think he was a commercial artist, if I'm not mistaken. And he was, the Sagittarius can be connected to commercials. I think his moon is in Libra, which is connected, with artistry. So there you go. I mean, it shows, he probably didn't really have much belief in astrology, but it's interesting how some people will, how they manifest that energy, and they often won't even be aware of it. Another thing, as far as creative energy goes for Sagittarius, it could be connected, could be with games, or doing something, games that involve some kind of target, like dartboard, darts, and also even with their philosophies as well. It could be making some kind of trivia or board game that's connected with beliefs and philosophies, as some examples. Now, the sun in astrology also corresponds with one's life. And the life of Sagittarius, some people can be one where there's a desire to roam and meander and experience many different things. It could be a life where some of them may be dominated by the outdoors. Um, it could be a life where they're very optimistic regardless of adverse circumstances. Uh, One that has a lot of adventure and exploration. Uh, and also foreign travel as well, going to different countries, learning about different cultures, and also being voracious, speaking their veritable truth, whether you want to hear it or not, and exploration. This is also a Sagittarius Sun people, their lives may also be about trying to encourage others and make other people's lives better than they currently are. And now, another thing that's associated with the sun in astrology is the physical body. Yes, the ascendant is what dominates the appearance and physical body, but the sun can play a role as well. Sagittarius Sun people may often be very large in stature. They may be tall and heavy. Um, they can have a longish face. The hair could often be of an auburn color. They often have a high forehead, sloping shoulders. They appear healthy and vigorous. But the thing about this too is you gotta look at modifying influences and contraindicators in the natal chart, because if somebody say has a let's say they have a Sagittarius Sun, right? But their ascendant is in a shorter sign like Cancer or Taurus. They may be shorter in their general build and in their stature than the typical Sagittarius Sun, as an example. Now, another thing too, um, the Sagittarius, as far as a Sun, as far as the body parts that correspond with Sagittarius, include the liver, the hips, sciatic nerve, and thighs, as so there can be more susceptibility to injuries connected with those body parts than other signs. Now, the Sun in astrology also corresponds with the biological father and children. So the person, Sagittarius Sun person, the biological father and at least one child may actually be a Sagittarius Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of that sign. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.